What is up, guys? It's Gabe or Gabe2400 coming back at y'all with another Lego set comparison. All right, so today we're just doing something a bit more simple. We're just looking at one vehicle, the HCRT, from 2013 Yoda Chronicles anniversary set from last year. All right, 501st Battle Pack from this year. Thank you to M and R and to all of us, the fans, for making that set a reality. So as you can see, I don't have all the minifigures from each set, like the battle droids and the spider droid from this one, or the sniper droid and Yoda from here. I'm just looking at the vehicle, and I'm probably not even going to pay attention to the minifigures for the most part. But without further ado, let's get on to it. So obviously, with our first contestant here, we got the HCRT from 2013, the Yoda Chronicles line. Sadly, I do not have the OG ATRT from, what was it, 2005, I believe that one was released. I really wish I did so I could be comparing all four, but eBay is a wonderful place. I'm sure I'll pick it up sometime. It's also bricks and minifigs too, but for now, we're just going to have to go with this. When I get the OG one, I'll probably make an updated comparison video. So, as you can see here, this is a look at the first 501st ATRT from 2013. Alright, simple legs. Alright, a lot more attention to detail, like on the joints and stuff. Alright, gun goes back and forth. Alright, pretty much perfect 180 degrees right there. Alright, and then you can get it back straight to the front. It kind of clicks in a weird way, like when you're moving it back and forth with this. Like when you get it all the way to one side, you feel like a little bit of a click, just to let you know that it's like reached its full range of motion. And then same thing when you put it back to the center. That's it. That gun. All right, legs. Not too much posability. It almost looks like it's about to tip over when you try to put it in a walking position like that. So it's obviously going to be a down vote in terms of design for both this model and the 2019 anniversary set. So, anyways, so you got that, and then you got the 501st Trooper right here, the pilot. All right, blue arms. All right, this is actually one of the old Clone Walker Battle Pack, like little commander pauldrons, and I put it on this guy just because I thought it looked cool. So, yeah, so other good play feature of this. Put the weapon right there. All right, and if I won't fully seat the. I won't like put his hands on the handlebars and all that, but then you seat the guy up there. All right, you're good. You're piling around. You're on patrol. So obviously, I'm gonna say that the color scheme of this one is like probably the best of all of them, just because it really kind of matches the pattern and what we saw of the 501st AT-RTs from the Umbara arc and the Clone Wars. So it really matches what we saw in the show, and just really pays the attention to detail of the color scheme of gray, light gray, and then blue. And then you've got the nice detail here of the arrow, because that was on the walkers, and the 501 stickers, because that's where it was painted on the AT-RTs. The other thing I like about this model is, again, you got the weapon right here. It's right behind the trooper. So if the trooper, say, gets caught in an ambush while on patrol, he can quickly reach around, get that gun. If, of course, this doesn't, fend off any opposition already. But, so, there's that. All right, and then here, you have a bit more of, like, I guess, thicker, like, front armor plating. So, they use, like, the triangle tile pieces, and they're a bit much more wider and kind of give a bit more of an armored look. Another thing that I like about that, though, is that, like, from this angle, if a droid's trying to shoot at the trooper from here, he's got a lot of protection from small arms fire. So that's a big plus on the design. Unfortunately, though, kind of the antenna is just bland. Like, you need to just be snapped off. So then how's he going to call for backup if, he's patrolling alone? Or, if it's just him and one other AT-RT, and then one of them gets their communications cut off. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as color scheme goes, I really like it. I mean, legs are a little bit posable, but you can't really make it too much look like it's walking. But that's about it as far as the first AT-RT goes. So let's get on with the next one. Alright, so then with this next one, we got the Clone Walker anniversary set, 20-year anniversary, just from last year, 2019. Okay, this one is not 501st. This is just, regular standard AT-RT. Or I guess you could argue that it's affiliated with the 41st Legion because it comes with a 41st Trooper instead of a 501st. But, alright, nonetheless. So, kind of same thing. The gun will like click like that when you turn it all the way to one side, or when you put it back in the center, it kind of just fits back into place again. You have nice sticker detail right here of the armor plating. You even have like some battle damage on this sticker right here. So I think that's good as far as like design goes and making it look like a good like combat vehicle. And you know, you have a little stud shooter right here on the bottom. And this I actually think is a very plus, believe it or not, because in the Star Wars Battlefront game, you know, when you have HCRT, there's a grenade launcher underneath the main gun. It only launches like 2 grenades, but the point is, you know, you can easily modify this to have it be like a grenade launcher underneath the main gun. And then, you know, brother right here has got a good way of putting us a heavy fire upon any droids that try to ambush him. So design is mostly the same, just a different color scheme. Like you got the same thing right here for these little things that go up and down as you did on the 501st HCRT from 2013. However, the antenna is flexible now, so it can't just be easily shot off. It can actually take some hits. However, all right, just one little problem I have with it. Okay, and I'll bring back the other HCRT to compare. Okay, look at the length of this thing. What is this? Like, really? I mean, come on. Y'all went from this to this. It's like, look at this. Sticks out. See, and that too. And it's so easy to knock over when you're playing with it. And if you just push it a bit too hard, then it's like, look, this thing makes it stick out like a sore thumb. So you're trying to go through a jungle and stay hidden, but you can't with this big old thing just sticking above all the trees. So that's a big downside for me. Okay. And another bit of a downside is that, see, right here on these, they kept the same pieces for the side armor of the HCRT, but then they put these only like 2 pieces right here, the ones that are too wide. Okay. And meanwhile, on the previous one, again, I'll just bring it back briefly. You had these full things that went across the top, all full 3, all right, to give these little flaps right here a bit more traction to actually stay in place. And see, this like kind of takes away from the armor feature of the HCRT, in my opinion. And not really a downvote on the legs, because again, just doesn't really look that good. Looks like it's about to fall over, so you just have to keep the legs in place. All right. Another thing that I don't like about the design of this thing, all right. So you put the weapon right here for when the trooper's going on a patrol, all right, because you got to use both hands to pilot. That's cool. That's cool, except one problem, all right. So he gets caught in an ambush, and he's got to reach around all the way back here just to get his weapon and then shoot back. Like, let's say this thing isn't working, or it's overheated, or it's not enough to just fend off the attackers, right? So you got to reach all the way around back here. Lego, you're making this guy's life harder. What are you doing? Anyways, y'all, so, well, obviously I should probably do the view from when he's sitting down, so I'll just put him sitting down. Alright, so another thing is that, like, from here, he is much more exposed, like, to small arms fire. I can't talk, but anyway, see, not too much, but y'all know what I'm saying, like, look at that, he's much more exposed, not from here, but, like, from here, or from this angle, or come around to the side. Well, it's probably vulnerability for all of them, but, so, color scheme, it's great. I like little stud shooter or grenade launcher on the bottom, but in terms of, like, you know, just little design details, they could have done better with this. But let's get on to the final one. Alrighty then, so on to our final contestant. We got the 501st HCRT from this year's 501st Battle Pack. Once again, it's obviously a great army builder for me. I was finally able to bring some reinforcements to my clone army. And then I got some spare battle droid parts for my droid army because I didn't want to make, well, my droid army just outnumber the clones even more. So I was able to just put them away, and now I got some spare parts. But anyways, moving on. So, alright, this thing. Now, I get it. It was an epic set, alright. I will say it kind of improved on this little, like, side axle right here where it moves all together instead of 2 pieces moving separately. Okay. But Lego, what is this? Come on. See, let me elaborate. The reason why I liked it on the 2019 model is because it was actually integrated into the build, and it fits, like, serving as a grenade launcher for the gun, right? Okay. But this, it's like, this lonely, stubby little thing is all that this trooper has for defense in a patrol. Seriously, y'all. So obviously, as y'all saw earlier, I modded it. So just shoot that off, and you just attach this here like so, and boom. Right. You got a much more like kind of, I guess, realistic, or at least not well, probably not realistic, but like smoother looking gun. Okay, just it looks much more fitting on the HCRT. Okay, so they have this one. They kind of fix the flaws of both previous models, and they give you a movable antenna, even if it snaps off a bit easily, but also not too big. So they fixed both of those. Right, you got binoculars for the trooper to reach. Okay, but same design flaw as from just 1 year previous. You put the rifle back here. All right, what's this guy supposed to do when he's got to reach his weapon? Right, and it's all the way back here. What's he gonna do? So obviously that's a not so great feature in my opinion. But however, this HCRT addresses flaws from all previous models in its leg design by finally moving the tiling on the edges of the legs and the joints, so now you can actually pose it a bit more. Alright, so to elaborate on what I'm saying, well, just like the way it is right now, you can bend it down a bit more, like fire at more enemies. Okay, and here's another thing you can do. So for my stop motion animations, right, so stand it back up, okay, you can, right, so you move one backward, snap it just like that, and look at that. You can actually make the legs look like they're walking forward in an animation. Okay, I think that's just a huge milestone that they achieved as far as like design and posability for the model goes. So that's a huge plus. Just being able to make it actually look like it's walking across the terrain on patrol, as opposed to just, leaning to one side like this when you pose one of the legs. Okay, so, but there's still one major flaw. All right, so I'm going to make it so that he's sitting down again real fast. Okay, look at this. The front armor, Lego. He's got no protection from small arms fire. Really? Not even a little bit. Well, he's also got the big ATTE turret pointing at him. Probably should fix that up. Okay. Well, look, it's like, really, like, see, the boxed off, like, front look like this, where they made the top, like, a square piece like this. I don't mind that, and they still got the arrow pointing down, like, battle damage, but, alright, come on, y'all. They could have done at least a little bit better than this. Alright. But another big design plus, in addition to the legs, is the use of the mixel joint as the cannon. Because going back to the Clone Wars Umbara arc, that's what the HCRT guns were like. They weren't just 180 degree, straight up and down. They could elevate to go up and angle down at an enemy. They could go this way. They could go straight down, like if you're pointing over a cliff. All right, go all around this way, go here, stuff. So obviously a much more wider range of fire, like in an ambush situation. So that's a big plus, the legs and the gun, but again, still that same flaw of having to make him right there reach all the way back for his weapon, and then again, not that much protection from small arms fire, y'all. Alright, y'all, so obviously at the end of all this, when it comes to just design and color scheme, and again, just practicality of stuff, like again, like big old long antenna right here, versus the more practical shorter antennas, and the ones that can flex versus the ones that's just immovable. Alright, after all this is said and done, my vote's just going to go to the 2013 model, just because even if there's no grenade launcher, and even if the antenna breaks off easily, just again, weapons right behind there for the trooper to easily grab, alright, and just the fact that, again, from the front, it gives the trooper most protection in a patrol situation. Right. So, y'all are probably like, oh, but I knew the video was going to end that way anyway. To which I say, well, yeah, you probably did, but I just still wanted to give y'all a good comparison on one of my favorite vehicles from Star Wars and even just from Lego, HCRT. As much as I like this one, as much as iconic as it is, because it represents a great, victory for us, the fans, to be able to get this set. Because y'all gotta stick with this one, okay? And this, like, you would have gotten my vote if not for your giant antenna. But anyways, thanks for watching. I really appreciate all of you. Be sure to give this video a big like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on your post notifications. And till next time, this is Gabe 2400 out.